This is a tricky u problem. So we want to let u equal just the x to the 1/3 power. And the main principle behind tricky u is you sort of kind of solve for x before you take the derivative. So I would do this one. This one we could solve all the way for x. And so then I get 3u squared du is dx. So now I start substituting. And you know little itty bitty dx gets replaced with this, right? So 3u squared du. And then I've got 1 over 4 plus u. And there it is. So I like to pull numbers on the outside. And so I see u squared over a 4 plus u du. Oh yeah, I see the degree of the numerator is higher than the degree of the denominator. So I'm going to do long division. So u squared, and put in the 4 plus the u. And actually, I'm going to suggest that we rewrite this as u plus a 4. So then I can see clearly there's a u times a u is u squared. U times 4u is a plus of 4u. Then I subtract, so I get a negative 4u. So then I can say negative 4u minus a 16. Then subtract, and so I get a positive 16. So what does that mean? That means that this fraction here, so I'm going to carry the 3 on the outside. This fraction here turns into u minus 4 plus a 16 over a u plus 4. That's over the divisor. So now I'm ready to integrate. So I get 3 u squared over 2 minus 4u. And you know that this is just an easy ln guy. And then I'm going to put the u back in. And remember, the u was x to the 1/3. So all squared would be x to the 2/3. And this, x to the 1/3. I meant that. X to the 1/3 plus a 16 ln of x to the 1/3 plus a 4 plus a c. Okay, so this next one here, number 2, I went over this in the lecture. I'd never expect you to come up with this on your own, but this is a technique when you have a square root and a cube root in your problem. So the method is to let u equal x to the 1/6. You can think of it as the common multiple of the 1/2 and 1/3 power that's there. All right, so let's do that. So u equal x to the 1/6. So again, I'm going to solve for the x before I take the derivative. 6e to the 5th du is dx. So now I have to think about how I'm going to use this substitution of x to the 1/6 to figure out how to get x to the 1/3 and x to the 1/2 substitutions. So let me just write this here again. U equal x to the 1/6. If I square both sides of this, u squared equals, well, you know this is 2 over 6. Oh, that's x to the 1/3. 1/3. So let me do it again. So if I have u equal x to the 1/6, and if I cube both sides, cube, come on, cube, there it is. So then I'd get u cubed, and I would have 3 over 6, or x to the 1/2. There it is. Okay, so let's do it. So I'd have the integral dx, little tiny dx, gets replaced with this. And then let's see what I've got. Let's erase this so I can see. So I've got square root of x. So the square root of x gets replaced with u cubed. So I get a u cubed down here. Then the cube root of x gets replaced with u squared. So again, I like to pull the numbers on the outside. So I'd have u to the 5th. Hey, can you see that I've got a u squared in common between these two? So I can pull out a u squared to get a u minus a 1. I can cancel, so I get u cubed over a u minus 1 du. Now I can do long division. I could have done long division in the very beginning, but this will be a shorter long division. And again, I'm going to keep the 6 on the outside. So here's u cubed and u minus 1 So u squared, u cubed minus u squared, subtract, so I get a u squared. Then I get a plus a u, so that gets u squared minus u, subtract, I get a u. And then a plus a 1, and so that gives me a u minus a 1, subtract, I get a 1. So what that means is that this fraction here, with this 6 on the outside, right, so let's carry this 6 along. That's all the long division. 6 times the integral of, and then I'm going to put this in, u squared plus u plus 1 plus 1 over the remainder, or I'm sorry, 1 over the divisor, because 1 is the remainder, this. Then I would go to take the antiderivative, and let me make room over here. Take the antiderivative by adding 1 to the exponent of all the terms. Okay, so here we go. So I'd have 6 times u cubed over 3 plus u squared over 2 plus a u plus an ln of u minus 1 plus a c. Oops, and now I'm going to put the x's back in. What was x equal again? X is equal to the 1/6 power. So if I keep this 6 outside, so I'd have x to the 1/6 cubed, right? So I don't even, you can simplify if you want, you can just leave it. To the third, and then plus x to the 1/6 squared, 2 over 6, x to the 1/6, and ln of x to the 1/6 minus 1 plus a c.